YouTube, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all, bro. This is a very hard video. This is a very hard game to watch. Um, the Eagles lost to the Chargers. Jalen Hurts had like 5 interceptions. He was overthrowing to AJ every time. And this was the only game that AJ got hella targets and didn't secure. He didn't secure all of them. Um, he scored a touchdown, then they called a flag, and then they ended up calling it back, bro. Saquon played really good in the fourth quarter. Saquon had 2 long yard takeoffs. He just took off, and I thought it was gonna come together. And then every time I thought it was gonna go in the right direction, Jalen Hurts would throw a interception, bro. Then the game goes to overtime. Devontae Smith kicked. First of all, our kicker missed the extra point. No, he missed the field goal. Tough. No, yeah, tough. Overtime, Devontae catches it. We're literally by like the 40-yard line, I think, if I can remember, and then interception. No, AJ catches it. He catches it and then loses it. Interception. Crazy fucking work, bro. Crazy work by my Eagles. But let's just hear what Jalen Hurts had to say, bro. And I think Saquon spoke, and I think AJ spoke too.
I'm not closing the door. I'm not closing the door. We're still walking in. I didn't play enough. I didn't play well enough. Too many turnovers. Lots of opportunities, especially when we get on the other side of the 50, and I wasn't able to, get us in the box.
Interception. What'd you see on that flag?
I knew it was going to be a tight window throw. I'd have to watch the film to see it from the eyes, film's point of view. Ultimately, it's a play that I didn't make. He got a hand on the ball, and I didn't make the play.
Is that like a high-low concept when you see, like, is that the first progression, or is that just...
That's a play that we've made a million times in that scenario versus a cloud corner, and I didn't make that play this time around.
Do you find you were trying to make too many tight window type of throws and take more chances than usual?
No.
Protecting the ball out, something that's a point of pride for you. What was the difference, I guess, tonight?
I think winning is a point of pride to me. That's why we play the game. And I got to find ways to lead our team to victories. It's not something that's foreign to us. We're just not able to do it at the moment. And it starts with me and how I play, how I lead, and how I go out there and do my job. So when I look at it, at any point, it's about how I respond to a test, how I respond to it, and what level of resilience and resolve I have to push forward and figure things out.
On that final drive, you got the big offside call, you drive the line. What was the feeling amongst the fellas? Looked like you were going for the win score.
Yeah, well, there's a ton of confidence in those moments in the game. You live for those opportunities. You live for those moments, and everything was trending forward in terms of our execution and us taking advantage of our opportunities going down the field. Ultimately, I was one play off, and credit to that defense being able to be as disruptive as they were. Ultimately, it's a test, and it's a challenge that I accept, and I look at it and I have the focus to learn from it.
Are you viewing tonight as an outlier?
or do you consider, the interceptions and the overall turnovers the team's had over the past 3 weeks?
That's for everyone else to determine. For me, we lost the game, and I didn't play well enough to help us win the game. And so I look at it as like I look at every game in terms of win or loss, how I respond to what the game presented itself. And so that's my mentality.
You said you think things are trending up. I mean, you feel like tonight's performance overall in offense was something that went in the right direction?
I mean, we got to go out there and got to put it together. And at the end of the day, I look at it as that's I. It starts with me. It starts with me and how I play. Like I said, how I lead, and it's my ability to go out there and figure it out. There's no excuses. I know, again, all that's subjective in terms of how you look at it. Is it, obviously we always feel like we got a chance, but we just got to come together and find ways to win, and I have to find a way to win.
Passes that you wish you had back. The one obviously that went through his hands, interception. The first pass, the deep one, and then the one into the end zone, kind of laid right there for him. Did he express to you that as well, and would you see from your vantage point?
I know there's definitely something that he want back. There's something that we all want back. It's something that we'll all learn from and be better from. I think that's, in hindsight, what's great about this opportunity is to find out what's really inside and go back to work, band together, and respond.
In the second quarter with the interception and then the fumble, did that kind of typify the frustration of the night?
As frustrating as the night was, we had an opportunity to win the game in the end. Had the ball in my hands, driving down the field, having everything, on our terms to a sense, and I didn't bring it home. So that's how I look at it.
Just for you guys, you lost 3 games in a row. You got 4 games left, obviously. Beginning Sunday is the Raiders.
Yeah.
What do you guys have to do to kind of turn it around?
I have to find a way to win, and we all have to have that same mentality. But it starts with me.
It seems you're putting a lot on your shoulders. Is that a reflection of accountability of the position? Is it a reflection of the way you're playing? How do you do that?
All encompassing. It's that way when we have success, and it's that way when we have these tough times. But at the end of the day, it's all about how you respond to it. So it definitely stings. Definitely stings. But how do you respond? And that's the only way I know how to look at it. And again, you're gonna see what type of resolve does this team have? What type of resolve do we have within? What's in us to respond the way we want to? And so we just got to dig.
The changes that were made heading into this game seemed like a little more motion, maybe some different personnel packages. Do you think that they benefited the offense and that it's a step in the right direction in terms of getting the offense going?
What do you mean?
They could confirm that he took more of a vocal presence in meetings. Do you think these changes benefit the offense?
I think we had a lot of opportunity out there. We had a lot of opportunity out there. Nick stepped in, and I think he played a very good role this week, provided some structure and kind of organized some things for us. Obviously, we still have ways and room for improvement, but I look at myself first. I look the man in the mirror first and say, how can I respond to all those things? So the mentality, as I've said, is to execute everything as called and try and bring the strategy, that we're taking in that game to life as best as I can. And I just want to find ways to continue to improve that.
Last one, the way that the Chargers played you defensively, the way that future defenses might play you in light of the film they see, how do you feel about how you attacked it in the passing game? There was some, especially over the middle with
Devontae hitting him in stride in overtime, and then some of the tips that lead to interceptions. Overall, how do you, I know it's immediately, but how do you take away from those opportunities, those chances you seem to be taking? Too soon for me to answer. Honestly, too soon for me to answer. I want to watch the film. I feel like we had a lot of opportunities out there. I had a lot of opportunities out there to go out there and go up in the game, put points on the board, win the game. Ultimately, bearing everything that has happened or has unfolded throughout the game, it's, me asking myself, how do I respond from it? How I respond to it, how do I improve, how do I work, how do I dig deeper and find a way to figure it out, and that's my mentality. Thank you.
Yeah, we don't gotta hear from the coach for real. We ain't gotta hear from coach. I ain't gonna lie. We ain't gotta hear from coach, bro. So we hear this to the players. Let's go. Yeah, the players gonna come. They gonna speak their mind. You know what I'm saying?
Saquon, maybe surprising is the word. It might not even be surprising, but for a team that won a Super Bowl last year and that
Okay, so AJ did respond. Okay.
so many veteran players, is it surprising that at this point in the season you guys seem to still kind of be beating yourself and kind of not getting out of your own way?
I mean, yeah, that one sting. We know we gotta be better. We continue to beat ourselves and not doing the little things right, not focus on the details. But last year was last year, like we keep saying, and now we gotta move on. We know this one's gonna sting. We got a short week. One of my favorite coaches used to always tell me, "So what, now what?" And I think that's his mentality we gotta take for this coming week. We lost this game. We know we can be better, but you move on and you get ready for the Raiders.
What about this game particularly made it sting so bad?
It's a dogfight. It was a dogfight. Give credit to Chargers; they did a really good job, and felt like we had momentum going, and they would answer, and we would answer. So anytime you lose a game like that, anytime you lose, it hurts in general. But a game like that definitely stings. But we can use this to either start pointing fingers and get upset, or we can make sure that doesn't break us and we come together and we just keep rolling. And I think we're going to take that side of it. And like I said, so what, now what, move on. Everything that we want is still in front of us. That's the beauty of football. That's the beauty of having success early in the season. And now we got to get things rolling. And we just got to go back to the little things.
It's part of this thing here that despite everything that happened in this game, it looks like you guys are driving. You have a chance at the end there to win it.
Yeah. And that's kind of, I think that's well put. I mean, that's the best way I can answer it. Because we kept having opportunities. Our defense played great. Special teams played great. We just didn't make enough plays on offense, and that's kind of a common theme. And we got to figure out real quick. But again, we're not going. If anything, this should bring us together even more, and that's what it needs to do.
You mentioned this year isn't last year, and you're right, but at this point in the season, where do you draw confidence from that you guys will be able to kind of tighten this thing up?
And our work ethic and the people that we have in the building. It's how life goes sometimes. Sometimes you're doing all the right stuff, you feel like you're doing all the right stuff, you're addressing all the right stuff, and it's just not going your way. And it may not make sense now, but we just got to continue to have that mindset. And I feel like we're going to continue to have that mindset. We have great coaches, we have great players, and we know we all got to be better. And it starts with, washing this out real quick. We got a long flight and a day off to let our body recover, and we got to get ready right back to the Raiders. And that's a mindset we got to have.
Where's your confidence level in Jalen right now?
High. I mean, I don't really, I don't know what the numbers were. In my opinion, like when we got the ball back in overtime and I got Jalen Hurts in my quarterback, I have all the confidence that we're going to win that football game. Sometimes it just doesn't work, and that's just the truth. And I know if it's a 4-minute situation, he has all the confidence that me and the offensive line is going to find a way to end the game. And sometimes it just doesn't work. but this doesn't change anything. If anything, it's just continue to make us closer, and it's going to make us closer. And it doesn't make sense right now, but we know what the end goal is. We know what we want to accomplish, and we got a long ways to go, and we know that. So we're going to keep getting better, keep believing, and just move on and get ready for the next one.
I know there's some optimism around the game plan this week. What did you think about the game plan versus why it didn't manifest, I guess?
I think we had our moments. I gotta go back and watch the film and see, what we did well and what we didn't. Last time, I was like, I'm in a funk, and I went back and watched Dallas, and it wasn't. You watch the film and it's like, okay, and you talk to your coach. So I'm gonna wait till I go back and watch the film. But I feel like we had our moments. We just weren't consistent, and that's been the theme for our offense and for the team this whole season, especially the later half of the season. We haven't been consistent. Everything we want is still in front of us, so we got time to figure it out, and we just got to figure it out sooner rather than later.
How long have you guys been sitting on that play off the push-push look?
Kind of just. I think they had that before. I remember Miles ran it against us when I was in New York. But it was a great call. It was timing of it. The blocking was great. The wide receiver did a great job up there. And like that, we were able to have plays and create momentum. But the Chargers did a really good job of responding, and we just need more of that. And we all got to take accountability of making more plays, and that's just the truth. And I'm a big believer in pointing the thumb and not the finger, and I'm always going to start with myself and look in the mirror and go back and watch film and see what I could have done better, and because there's always things you could have done better.
Is that a point of encouragement for the offense and for you to break off a 50-plus yard touchdown run tonight?
I think I said it this week. Execution fuels emotion. It's one of my favorite. I'd give it. It's a stout quote. I don't know if he actually made that quote up, but I really didn't hear that till I got here. And yeah, you can feel it. I know the type of ability that I have and the energy that I could bring, and just got to keep my foot on the gas and keep going, and hopefully be able to make some more plays like that. And I know it's gonna start breaking up for us because I trust in my work ethic and my preparation. I trust in the coaches, and most importantly, I trust in the guys up front. And we're gonna keep grinding, keep working, and we made some strides, but it doesn't matter. We don't win a football game. So we wash it, move on, and get better.
How did you feel the energy was on the sideline with the offense?
Felt like it was better. I kind of, felt like I was trying to do my best to, be on the sideline and try to keep the energy up and be a leader. And I feel like all the guys did that too and responded. I don't think the energy, I don't think the mindset isn't the reason why we didn't win this football game. We weren't detailed enough, and they made more plays. And when that happens, more times than not, you're going to lose a football game. So you just got to go back to the drawing board. I don't want to say go back to the drawing board. Let's get back, get some good sleep, and get ready, because that's the nature of this business. No matter what, if we won or lost this game, we got the Raiders coming to town, and we got to get going.
We got this long behind flight we got to get on. That sucks. I should have lost like this, but gotta restart. We got the Raiders coming up this weekend, so we just got to make that happen.
Plays. Jalen trusts me in any situation. I made some plays, but I wasn't great when it mattered.
On the one over the middle, there was a guy bearing down on you. Did you sense that?
Yeah, it was just gonna be another tough one. I'm more than capable to make that grab for him. Like Jalen he stepped up in the pocket. He under pressure. So like I said, I'm more than capable of making that one for him, man. That one hurt, but.
Is this as bad as you felt after a loss this year, personally?
Yeah, because I pride myself making them tough catches. Even in the one overtime, I'm running out of bounds, and I'm trying to get the one hand on it. And I'm more than capable of making all those catches. I pride myself on that. But back to the drawing board.
Hey, sports is mental as much as it is physical, and to play good ball, you have to be confident. Where does this team draw its confidence from in the midst of a stretch like this?
From each other. Want to work every single day. Like, that was a tough game, Games like this happen, come about, but the confidence and the trust we come together, and that's what matters. And that starts in the week. That starts each and every day. We looking at the film and correcting and trying to get better.
Hey, just some of those calls that you were talking about, were there any themes like in those plays?
Say that again?
Were there any themes in those plays?
As in what?
As in like any reason that some of those plays didn't go your way?
No, that's a part of the game. That's a part of the game. Like I said, I pride myself making those tough catches. I just,
On Jalen's first interception, you were the intended target. I think it was actually the second one. Your route that you ran was kind of like what were you guys trying? What was the concept there? And
I had like a delay.
Yeah.
I had like a delay, like drag route. The backer just dropped out. They made a play. Stuff again, that happens.
What's going on with? What do you think's going on with Jalen? Obviously, he's had a lot of turnovers his last 3 games. What do you think?
You can't just point a finger. I think all of us has our hand in that pot. And we trying to get better. Obviously, he's a quarterback. He's gonna get a lot of stuff for it. But we in this thing together. Like I said, like today, the one across the middle, I'm more than capable to make that catch. So you can't put that on him. I mean, he was under pressure, and it ain't gonna be perfect. It's a tough game. It was a tough opponent. It's a tough night. So ain't none of this stuff gonna be perfect. But we just trying to do whatever we can do to make get it out.
Saquon had said on Saturday that he wanted to see more energy on the sideline in this team. Positive energy. Did you feel that same way? And did you see that tonight?
Yeah, but I think that's a question for Saquon. We be over there in our cubicle talking, so we be trying to just stay locked in and talk to Amor about what we need to do or what we see. So I think that's a question for him.
When you've had games like this in the past where you're taking this a little bit more personally, what's your process?
Absolutely, man.
What do you do next? Personally,
as soon as I get off the plane, it's gonna be flush. It's gonna be flush because you have to. It's a part of the game. It's a part of playing at a high level. Like I said, I'm catching like 500 balls a day. I pride myself on making them catches. I gotta go back to work, and that's just what it is.
Do you think some of the changes, there was more motion at the snap? There was there's little changes here and there. Nick obviously got a little more vocally involved. He said before the game. Did you see any of that pay off? I know the not getting into the end zone was a big deal, but
yeah, I do. It still comes down to executing, regardless if he's involved or he's not involved. It comes down to executing and finishing drives, and multiple times early on in the game we didn't do that, and so but at times we got it going, and like I said, just executing these drives and finishing these drives.
That overtime, that last drive, looked like you were going to take it all the way. What were your thoughts as the drive progressed and how confident you were that you were going to win it?
That's why like I hang my hat on, because I'm the guy that, like I said, I want that pressure. I want that. The game's on the line, I want that. And overtime I was taking over the game, and he just made the play when it mattered, So I talked to him after the game, and but
where do you guys go from here?
Back to work. Everything is still right in front of us. Still so much to be optimistic about. These tough losses, tough little stretch. I'm not gonna say it's humbling us, but we are doing what we need to do. Going back to work and taking pride into that, and we try to get this thing turned around at the right time. So it's one week at a time. You can't worry about what happened in the past or whatever, whoever may say whatever, but we one week at a time, and we trying to get it going. So.
AJ, your personal confidence is still high after a game like that?
Absolutely. I could go out there and drop 100 balls. I'm still gonna believe in me. Believe in my hands. I believe I got the best hands in the world. And again, but sometimes it don't go your way, and that's a part of it. And you gotta have thick skin, and you go back to work and do my same routine every single day, catching my balls. So.
Is that important that everyone looks at themselves and what they can do rather than, I guess,
no, absolutely. You always have to look inward, and be honest with yourself first and foremost. Take accountability and find a way to fix it. Find a way to fix it as quickly as possible. So. That's what we plan to do. That's what I plan to do on this plane ride. We're gonna watch this film. We're gonna dissect it. We're gonna get back to work as soon as we land.
A game like that where you guys you have all those mistakes and everything, but you have a chance to win it. Does it make it kind of hurt even more at the end of it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's frustrating. A lot of turnovers, both sides of the ball. I mean, how many were there today?
3?
How many they have?
But they had 3 too.
Yeah, they had
7.
Yeah. Just felt like it was a bouncing ball of just stuff going on during the game and just some going our way.
Yeah, hopefully y'all enjoy the video. I gotta handle something real quick. Something just came up real quick, but hopefully y'all enjoy the video. Tragic loss by the Chargers. Hopefully we can beat the Raiders. Not gonna lie, I'm totally disappointed about how we played yesterday. Yeah, overall, this is like the 4th game we didn't lost. Like like right now we're on a 3-game losing streak. So this is not good going into kind of like the playoffs. So hopefully y'all enjoy the video. Y'all like, comment, subscribe if y'all new. I gotta handle something real quick and I'm gone, bro.